Washtenaw County, as we've been saying for actually forever, as we can recall, as long as we've been doing these reports, is outperforming the rest of the state, outperforming most of the Midwest in terms of economic growth, in terms of housing activity. And it's all good news going into the first quarter 17. Now, sales are not as robust as last year necessarily. They're up just a little bit, and we had predicted that was probably going to happen. The reality is we thought that the real estate market would start to settle a little bit. Even in Washtenaw, we've got a strong economy. Usually, housing follows economic growth, doesn't drive it forward, and housing has been driving the economic engine in Washtenaw for the last 8 or 10 years. So we thought it would start to settle a little bit, inventories would become a little more plentiful, values wouldn't quite rise as fast, but still very good market. It turns out that's true in terms of sales haven't been rising as fast as maybe prior years, but it's for a different reason. It's because inventories are so tight and so low, they're at 20-year record lows, that there just aren't enough homes for people to buy. Demand is still strong. Demand is actually equal and possibly even higher than last year, but inventories are off quite a bit. And by price range, they're off. Inventories are off 29% and under 250. They're off 17% and 250 to 500. They're about equal in the over 500. But we've been expecting the over 500 to settle a little bit in Washtenaw for a while. We didn't really see that last year. We'll see how that plays out for the rest of this year. But across all price points, values are up. Sales are actually down about 10% in the under 250, and they're up about 8% in the 250 to 500, and about 5% over 500. The reason, quite frankly, is because in the over 250 market, the inventory, although down, isn't down as much. In fact, new listings are almost keeping up with sales, so there's, quite frankly, more to buy. So, and we have buyers that are near that edge, that are at the upper end of the buying of the 250, that can qualify for more. They're basically moving into the higher priced market because those are the homes they can afford to buy and find to buy. So we expect the spring for Washtenaw to be strong, probably in terms of activity and craziness, multiple offers, wilder than we saw last spring. And last spring was pretty wild because inventories are pretty low. And we don't expect that inventory reduction to change anytime soon. Probably through this year, and economists are even predicting through the end of next year, we'll still have pretty historically low inventories, homes available for sale in Washtenaw County. There are a lot of reasons for that. Probably the biggest reason are baby boomers, which are the people that tend to move out and release inventory for first-time home buyers and move-up buyers. They're not moving as fast. So in the meantime, we'll see tight inventories. Values probably rising pretty quickly in the under 250. They were up almost 9% year over year, quarter to quarter, in 2017 versus 16. So there is a limit to how fast values can rise because there's a limit to affordability, particularly at the under 250 would tend to be first-time home buyers. But it still bodes well for values rising, probably more than we had figured they would rise in 2017, and all holds for a very healthy real estate market for Washtenaw County for the balance of this year. So we all look forward to some good things. Thanks.